We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP. We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP TV. SVP, SVP TV.
Looking for something new? We thought so. SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same.
SVP TV, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP.
Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us. You know why?
We're gonna make you fall in love with SVP TV.
Tune in to Talking Law with attorney Daryl O'Neill and the special guest host, attorney Jerome Payne. Live TV talk on your digital device on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the SVP TV app right now. Check us out every Tuesday on Comcast Cable, Channel 17, 8:30 p.m. And we are live every Friday on Facebook Live, 6 o'clock in the evening. You've got a question, our attorneys have the answer. So let's talk law with attorney Daryl O'Neill on the SVP TV network.
Welcome to Talking Law with Daryl O'Neill. I'm your host. I got my main man, Jerome.
What's up, Daryl?
Man, another day in the neighborhood.
Man, it's been a long time, man.
You know, Jerome let me go on vacation, so I've been on vacation.
Yeah, but we had a wonderful show with Misty.
Okay.
We always have a great time when
Oh
she's
man,
here, Daryl.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Well, you know, she prettier than I am, man. And she got that she got that voice, man.
And she's nice to look at. So yeah, you're right. So we draw a great audience when she's on. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, it's been a while. So if you got Roku TV, Apple TV, Fire Stick, did I say Roku?
You did say Roku, yeah.
The SVTV network app.
Yes.
You can actually watch this show live.
All right.
You can also watch the show live if you have YouTube, because it comes on YouTube Live.
And Facebook.
Facebook Live.
Yes, yes.
So if you're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or any of those other apps, you can pick the, we'll put the phone number up there, and if you want to call in and ask a question, we'll be glad to answer those questions.
No question about it there, yeah.
So with that in mind, we got to give our shout outs, man. And with this in mind, man, I want to go as far to the West Coast as I can. I want to say what's up to my son in California.
All right, son. Yeah.
Then we need to come back a little bit more east here. Come back to Little Rock. Say how y'all doing in Little Rock.
Okay.
And then how you doing in West Memphis, Arkansas. How you doing in Shelby County, Arkansas. Appreciate you watching the show. Mississippi, appreciate you watching the show. And Mom, we always appreciate the great state of Missouri watching the show.
No question about it. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jerome, we left this show in a chaos last
Well,
night.
actually, we didn't there. Remember, I told you so I can appreciate that we're ending the show with an agreement, because those things that we agree on, we came to an agreement that something needs to be done, and we recognize what the issue was. So we did start out there. So,
Yeah. And so, audience, what we're talking about here is, Jerome is the stickler guy who always wants me to go to the statute.
I'm a bleeding heart liberal. I believe that something needs to be done with all of these guns, ammunition, assault rifles, tanks, hand grenades, and all this other kind of stuff that's causing all of this chaos in our community. So you're right.
Yeah.
It is chaotic.
Well, and I get that, Jerome. And I never know how to respond to any of those things. So we always start with this process is, what are you allowed to have or what are you allowed to do in regards to the Second Amendment?
I think that's a great place to start there, because first of all, one of the first law of nature is what? Self-preservation.
Yeah.
And everybody can agree that every individual has a right to protect themselves, their property, and their family.
Yeah.
So So there's no question about that. So there's something we agree on.
Yeah, life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness.
That's right.
Okay. So life is mine.
Right.
Liberty is how I be able to, you know, roam around.
That's right.
My property, my home, my house, my cars, and so on and so on.
That's right.
And then,
And property not as much.
not as much, but I mean, those are our primary, you know, things, you know.
Right.
You know, life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness.
Right,
Those are our,
right.
those are our things.
3 out of 4.
Yeah, those are our things. But the Jerome, the issue is twofold. So Jerome says we got too many weapons. He don't even say guns. He says you say weapons.
I do.
Jerome,
Yes.
and that's tanks, bombs, whatever.
Hand
too many
grenades.
hand grenades.
Yeah.
Too many
Look.
weapons.
What is it called?
Now you get caught out here with a tank or a hand grenade, you going to jail. Because the Second Amendment don't
Flamethrower.
A flame, you going to jail. And you know what? And you should.
Right.
You know, if you got a tank, you know, that you gonna, you know, handle some business with, or a flamethrower, or you running around throwing grenades at people, yeah, you should go.
Well, you know, Dale, we kind of laughing about it, but there were many people back in the World Wars. They did bring home some ammunition and stuff, and probably from Vietnam.
Yeah.
Some people brought some stuff home too. So all of that stuff is out of place in a civilized world.
Yeah, and what people don't know now is, contrary to popular belief, the military, man, we track ammo.
Oh, that's great.
Every round is tracked.
Is accounted for.
Every round is accounted for.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's why they said police your, what is it called?
Police your ammo. Your ammo.
It's called police
your shells. It's just your
yeah,
shells,
yeah.
Your casings.
Your casings, yeah.
Because we don't do it, but a lot of other governments reload.
Okay.
The U.S. doesn't reload.
Okay.
But a lot of the foreign companies that we partner with, we go down to the range and we shoot.
Yeah.
They down there picking them, counting their cartridges.
Right.
And they got to bring them back.
So they can reload.
So they
them, huh?
reload.
I
We
got
don't.
you.
We count. We pick it up. We police. We call it policing your ammo.
Yeah.
So we police our ammo simply because we don't want to leave dirt on the ground. But we ain't policing it for the count.
Okay, I got
You know, that's not what we're doing. So that's a different mindset.
I got you.
The other thing is, when you leave country, when you leave in a war zone to come back to the States, you have no bullets on you. You have no ammunition, no bullets. No.
You mean tell me I can't put one around my neck? What was like they used to wear?
And just in case you make a mistake and you have a shell somewhere in your pocket, they have a last drop amnesty.
Oh.
Where you can throw it in there and nobody counts it.
Oh.
But you know what happens is, you know, you get 7 M4 magazines, which is, you know, the long range rifle magazines, and 5 9mm magazines that you have as your ammo pouches. That's your basic load.
Okay.
You know, so you're gonna carry, you know, that kind of stuff. But I mean, the reality of it is, and you know, you got your information, your clips, and all of your stuff in it. And when we out and we're shooting, you can have as much ammunition, you can shoot as much as you want. You know, that's the one thing good. You know, when you are in country, man, if you are combat arms and they got you doing it, you can shoot as much and you can have much, you know, practice with much ammo as you want to do.
Okay.
I mean, you can shoot it up, but you don't bring it back to the States, and you don't bring your M4 and you take it home, you know, because it's a sensitive item.
Right.
They keep track of it. You know, you used to see people coming from the military, and they got the night vision goggles, and you know they got the mask,
Right.
and they got that is bull. Those are sensitive items.
Right.
They track all that stuff. You know your tracker, your night vision goggles, your weapons. Shucks, even though your ammo cartridges are not sensitive items, they track those too.
Okay.
It's not sensitive, but they still track them.
Right.
So, but the point of it is, it's contrary to popular belief, the soldiers are not bringing all that stuff back. That's just not happening, you know. And if they are, and they're getting around it, they must be supply sergeants and they're getting around it. But Drum, so we can agree that you should have a right to protect yourself. And we can agree that there's too many weapons on the streets.
Okay, all
You and I can agree on
Yeah,
that.
okay, good.
Here's what we can't
Good,
agree.
good.
Number one is how far does your protection go? How far can you go to protect yourself? Number one.
Okay.
And number two, how do you get these weapons off the street?
Okay. That's interesting.
Those are the two things that we cannot agree
That's
on.
interesting. Okay, so I guess the next question is, when you said how far can you go to protect yourself, let's even try to narrow it down a little bit more. What is it that you need to protect yourself? Do you need an assault weapon to do it with?
I don't know.
I think we both can agree that you don't need that.
Well, I don't know. The person coming to my house got an assault weapon, or if it's more than one person, I may need a rapid firing piece of equipment.
Okay.
Because
I see we're not going to. I see. Look.
I'm thinking about it, man. I mean, hold up now.
I see. Look, it's already broken down. We can't even get past the opening salvo. But look, Daryl. Okay.
Is a shotgun bad?
No, a shotgun would probably be okay. That'll probably be okay.
Well, you can a buckshot. I mean, a shotgun. You can do a lot of damage. Man.
Well, but at least you might have an opportunity if the person is injured. It's a possibility that they can survive. No one.
They just got BBs all in their head. And
Yeah, no one survives a shooting with an assault weapon. The bodies are ripped up so bad, Daryl. I mean, it's really useless to take them even to the hospital because they're not going to survive because the bodies are torn apart. If you watch a movie or something where someone is something, any type of a piece of wood, a pumpkin, or a watermelon, it's completely destroyed. Even like a deer or something is no longer available to even eat after being shot with an assault weapon.
I'm not going to agree with you on that one, Jerome. I mean, let me just say, any weapon can do a lot of damage. Okay.
Any weapon?
Any weapon. I mean, shucks, the most dangerous weapon in the world is probably a 22 or 25.
Oh, I didn't realize that because those rounds are so small.
You ask somebody what's the most dangerous
it
weapon.
depends on where they're shot at.
No, what
because I
happens
think
is,
a 22 is what killed
yeah, you know why,
Senator
right?
Kennedy.
You know why they, right?
Why?
Once they enter the body, they have the ability, because of their lightness, or they don't have that much volume, they have ability to ricochet inside the body.
Oh, okay.
So they're not a high velocity round like a rifle round will go straight through.
Well, in and out.
In and gone.
So yeah, that's
So
what you
that
want
one-
is an in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a assault rifle that you say you shouldn't have.
No. I'm talking. No, it's destroyed. It's destroyed the body so bad. So many organs are
it's
ripped
a
apart.
straight shot. No, it depends. I mean, again, it depends on where you're shooting at. I mean, anyway, it depends on how close, how far you're shooting at that rifle.
Okay.
Because that rifle, that's the reason why it is what it is. And contrary to popular belief, you shoot a deer with an M16 rifle, right? That deer will drop. He will run. He will run. He will run for almost a half mile. You have to track him down. Ask any hunter. You shoot a deer with an M6 well, you shoot a deer with a rifle.
But you only shot him once.
I'm talking about you shoot him one time with a rifle.
Well, we're not talking about anything being shot once. If it was just one shot.
Okay. So
But
you're
no,
talking about multiple.
We're talking about multiple
But that's
rounds there. That's what we're talking.
that's
what
bad
makes
with
this.
anything,
That's
though.
what makes this weapon so dangerous is because of the number of rounds that can be fired instantaneously almost.
But that's no different than any other gun. I mean, if you shoot somebody multiple times with a shotgun is bad.
Well,
or multiple times with a flipping 9mm is bad.
There, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that it may not even be intentional to shoot multiple times, but the fact that you pull the trigger is automatically going to zip out 10 or 15 rounds immediately. All right, but
It
with a
depends on what shot
shotgun,
he's setting you
you're going to
up.
have to keep pumping You got to keep pumping. You got to do some action to make it go more than once. So it's absolutely no mistake that you shot somebody 10 times because you had to pump 10 times.
Okay,
or
so
even pulling the trigger, you have to pull it 10 times. But with these assault weapons, all you got to do is hit the trigger once, and you probably zipped out about 15 rounds just like that.
But
that's my problem
but
with
Jerome,
that particular weapon.
But here's my question, because I don't see, when I read the Second Amendment, it says a well-regulated militia, and we figured out your militia means it's another alternative for people protecting the government. So in it,
right. But look, there. Every single time you read that, it becomes clearer and clearer what the founders meant. It says a well-regulated militia means an official group, well-regulated, who has rules, regulations, and a mission.
Okay.
A well-regulated.
Okay.
Is their police force.
Now here where we going.
Yeah, it's clear. It said a well-regulated militia.
It said well-regulated militia, and we found out militia also meant the people.
It is the people who have been designated for
here's
a particular job.
Here's the well-regulated people.
Okay.
You can carry a weapon in the state of Tennessee under certain rules and regulations. That's well-regulated.
There are no rules.
It is.
What's the rule?
We mean you got to be over the age of 21.
No, I think they're trying to reduce it to 18.
They hadn't done it yet, but they over the age of 21.
Okay.
And you can carry a weapon.
Okay. Open or conceal.
Or you got to be open.
It's open. No. Open and conceal.
Well, so you can have it in your car, under your seat, anywhere else, and it can be concealed. But on your person,
you can have it concealed on your person too, there.
You have to have a permit to have it concealed on your person. So what they did is said you can have it in your car, anywhere in your car, with the ammunition in it. You can carry a weapon openly anywhere. Now, in order to have a concealed weapon in the state of Tennessee, you have to have a concealed weapons permit. Okay, because that's you're hiding. See, if it's open and obvious,
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, if it's open and obvious, that's what they're saying. It's not concealed. You can do that.
Okay.
Because not everybody.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the regulation. If you want to carry it concealed, you have to have a concealed weapons permit. That's a law. Those are regulations.
There, it said a well-regulated. So well is an adjective describing what regulation is. Well-regulated means that it's organized. It means that it has a specific duty. It means that there are rules and regulations. But John Doe running around with a gun hanging out of his pocket is not well-regulated.
Well, so again, the term well-regulated is for the government to do. Okay? And the government laws on what you can do with a weapon is the regulations. Now, we can agree or disagree that the legislators have not regulated the gun laws well.
Okay.
We can agree that they have not regulated it well.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is they have regulated. Well is relative. You and I and some of these kids that are dying on the street and some of these parents that have their kids that have died on the street will say they have a gun-regulated rules. It's not well.
Not well regulated.
It's not well regulated.
All right.
And it's because of the not well regulated is why somebody has died.
Okay.
Or why people are dying.
And so the Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia, which means that at some time, at some point, the country might need a militia to protect its interests. And so that's what well-regulated means. It means we can call them up. That means we can tell them where to go. We can do this and we can do that.
Yeah.
By simply having a well-regulated militia. It does not mean that people can just openly walk around in the streets carrying weapons, drunk, dopers, all this kind of stuff there. That's where the problem is. But if they were not available, then we wouldn't have this issue.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. And here's where everybody goes awry. And here's where you go awry.
Well, there we never say everybody.
I'm saying everybody.
Okay.
And here's the reason why I'm saying everybody.
Okay.
We want regulation on these weapons.
Yes.
Everybody wants some semblance of whatever.
Really?
Yeah, everybody wants some semblance.
Okay.
But the regulations is not for me or you, Jerome. Because if they put any regulation in, we will follow it. If they told us that we couldn't have a weapon or we had to turn our weapons in,
True.
we would go follow
That's
it.
true. You're right.
It's not for us.
You're right. Okay.
The reason why they're authorizing us to do these things is because it's Joey that you call Pookie. I call Pookie, you call him Tony or Terry.
Right.
It's Pookie they're going to come. He's not going to abide by these
He's
rules.
not. Right.
He's not. He's going to do all this stuff, and I got to protect myself from Pookie.
But there,
if I don't have no weapon and Pookie come in my house with 5 guns, what I'm going to do?
But there,
I can't even outrun him.
There, we've had it for the longest. It's unlawful possession of a weapon, and we will put them in jail, and we will arrest them. Eventually, you would arrest your way out of it.
I died.
Well, I mean, nobody wants to see.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to see.
You're saying
but people are dying anyway,
fact.
even after all.
Well, they
and
are.
more so now.
Well,
it did make a difference there. It did not
It
make a
didn't.
difference on the positive side. It made a difference on the negative side. In fact, it may even be a conspiracy for the Republicans who are voting for these crazy, insane laws that they believe that enough black folks would kill themselves off, and they won't have to deal with us.
Well, that's a little deeper than that's too deep for me, dog.
Because there has to be because when it starts to touch home, they open their eyes. Governor Lee had somebody who he was very close to die in this last mass shooting. It opened his eyes, and he is calling a special session now to try to come up with a red law. The governor in Kentucky had somebody very close to him that died in one of these mass shootings.
But the red law still doesn't get us.
It's a start.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so just the fact that the governor is saying this thing has gone too far, it's insane what we're doing. And once we recognize that it is insane.
Yeah, but he could have, again, some of these laws that we've signed off on, he signed off on.
Well, he did because
and he could have not signed off on them.
At that time, it did not hit home. And see, remember, I don't know exactly how to say the term, but remember, there's a saying out there that said when they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they came for the Indians.
Came for the
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But when they came for me, there was nobody to say anything. And so now it's hitting home, and some of these Republicans are looking at it closely now. In fact, Art Gilliam from WLOK has a new report out that says that the black communities have been suffering from this gun violence for years. Now that it's moving to the white community, it's finally getting the look that it needs to have. Justin Pearson, Justin Jones, Gloria, they are highlighting this stuff. These children are not going to sit back and watch the other kids be massacred on the street like that.
No, I mean, again, it's got to, look, you will get no argument from me that it's got to start somewhere. And you'll get no argument from me that it's a problem.
Okay.
But the argument that where it starts, I start struggling with it is, again, and maybe I'm just being selfish. Because if you take my gun, I got an issue with it.
But I kind of understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Being a soldier, been around guns practically for the last 10, 20 years, being in combat, seeing these things, I can kind of see your affinity and your love for your gun.
Well, I mean, it's not really.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It's like second nature for you.
It really is. But I mean, it's not my love. It's just that, anyway, it's the guy you know, and I see him, you know, and let me just tell you, you can have all of the practice and all of the skills and still not be prepared.
No question about it. No question about it. But you are much more prepared than someone who has never been to the range.
Right.
Someone who's never taken the safety off.
Yeah.
And many times people are killed with their own weapons there.
Yeah. And here's the thing that you have to do. And see, a lot of this is vigilance. You know, you have to be vigilant of your environment.
No question.
You can't be vigilant of your environment if every time you look around you got the phone up to your ear. Or if every time you're looking around you got your head down and you text.
True.
You can't be vigilant in that way because you're not paying attention to your environment.
True.
You know, I mean, and you know, I'm almost paranoid about it. You know, of
your surroundings
my
and stuff.
surroundings.
Right.
I mean, and
That's
my
good.
wife gets on me
That's
because
good.
I am
That's
so
good.
paranoid about it. You know, but the thing about it is, you know, you have to know what's in the left corner, what's in the right corner, what's behind you, what's in front of you, how many exits, you know, how many entrances.
I like that.
You
I
know,
like that, yeah.
You know, where's the fire escape? Where's the fire detector? Where's the, where's the nearest safe zone from the door? I mean, because you know, somebody come in and shoot, and you still may need a minute to gather your thoughts. And so, where do you bounce to make that happen?
That's good.
You know, so I mean, just and you pick those out. I mean, and I pick those out.
As soon as you open,
everywhere I go, I pick that
good.
out.
That's good there.
You know, I mean, because like right behind here,
Yeah.
you know, I pick that out everywhere I go.
That's good.
Because if you don't, I mean, because you just need a minute just to, and not even a minute, I mean some seconds, man, just to gather yourself so you can be back in the fight zone.
Right, right.
But if you freak out, because you can have, I don't care about people having weapons. I care about people that have weapons that have not educated themselves with those weapons.
And there are none of them have.
Yeah, yeah,
None
because
of
that's
them
where
have.
you run into a problem.
Yeah.
You know, so, but look, y'all, we talked a lot about guns and gun violence. We talked a lot about the Second Amendment. And
one thing there before we go, the city council is even considering a new law to ban assault weapons because there are some cities who are able to do it, calling it a particularly dangerous weapon to get around these other laws. And kudos for them. I appreciate it so much.
I'd be interested to see how that unfolds itself in the legal
It's going to
process.
wind up in litigation, no question about it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll bring you a new topic. Next week, we've just got to figure out what we're going to do. But if you got something, you want to call in, give us something, send us an email. Angel always want to look at them emails.
I'm surprised Mike Williams hadn't called us, man. Yeah, Mike will call every now and then.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you back next week.